Hi everyone, it's Suzanne here. Thanks for joining me for another paper pumpkin alternative video. As I'm opening the box, I'll be describing what's in it. This is for December 2016 and it was called Another Great Year, and it is more of a wonderful memory keeping idea. So it comes with designer washi tape in the color Crush Curry, a rotary stamp, which is kind of neat, 2 silver printed sticker sheets, and 2 Crush Curry printed sheets, and what else? The 8 printed window sheets, and then there's 18 sheets double-sided pattern paper, 6 designs and 3 each of them, and silver jump rings to tie everything together. So it's definitely like a memory keeping idea journal, that sort of thing. For me, I'm going to make cards today and a bonus idea at the end of the video, because journaling like this wouldn't be appropriate necessarily for me, because I would just take pictures of me and the cats, and that can be quite boring. So I'm using the large oval dies here that are discontinued, but yeah, I wanted to use them, so I never get rid of my dies, so I've kept the Stampin' Up big ovals. And I am using a brand new stamp set called Dragonfly Dreams. It's not available until January 4th. And it is, yeah, it's a part of celebration, of course. If you spend up to $60 in Canada, you can get something for free. And I'll show you my free thing at the end. Or in this card, I should say. So I'm using my sponge daubers, and I'm using Perfect Plum and then Sweet Sugar Plum. These 2 purple colors go lovely together. And I'm using that for the Dragonfly's wings. They look kind of iridescent, and I am stamping on a piercing mat. If you don't have one of those, they're wonderful. I'm using some slate gray ink just to sponge around the edges of the die cut, because it seemed to make it tied it all in. It gave it a little bit of a border. So this was one of the celebration free items. It is a ribbon, and I've put tear and tape on it, but it's silver ribbon, and you get 2. You get a gold one as well, and they are lovely, like lovely. It's soft, ties really nicely. If you're bow challenged like me, you'll find that this is an easy one to use. So that was one of my free picks. I get some, because I'm a demonstrator, I get to choose some things early, so I was pretty excited about that, and I wanted to share it with you. This is such a beautiful stamp set. So Dragonfly Dreams, so watch for it in January. Okay, so I've used some Wink of Stella on the wings of the Dragonfly, and I thought that this background paper just went so well with it. And it says, "To a wonderful friend." So here's some still photos. So card number 2 is going to be a shaker card. I'm starting out with a Whisper White thick piece of cardstock. I'm using one of the stripy pattern papers, and just putting a little bit of fast fuse on the back of that designer paper, and adhering it right to my card base. So this is going to be my window, my shaker card. So I'm going to use that window, the XOOX one, Hugs and Kisses, which I thought I could, utilize in a Valentine's theme. So I have some rectangular dies that I'm able to easily cut rectangles with, but Stampin' Up doesn't sell them, so I got them from another company. However, you can easily do this by using your paper trimmer and just cut down the size that you need, and then half or quarter of an inch border all the way around. It's just a little time consuming. I find the dies quite easy to work with. Anyway, I'm using the foam adhesive strips that Stampin' Up came out with. And even Jennifer McGuire mentioned this in her favorite crafty items of 2016 in the adhesive video. She loved these foam adhesive strips. So I thought that was pretty nifty, and I'd like to mention that. It makes shaker cards so much easier. So these are heart confettis, and I do not know where I got them. I might have gotten them from Pretty Pink Posh, not 100% sure. I've had them in my stash forever, so I was kind of happy. I like using up my stuff, so happy to use all the little hearts. And that's my shaker card. Pretty cool, hey? Worked out perfect. And here's some still shots. Okay, for card number 3, this was the window sheet that said "Bring on the Happy," and I have cut down the spotty design of paper, and I'm using sweet sugar plum in the back for the card base. So I've just used my trimmer and cut away the portion of the words that I didn't want. And now I've taken a black piece of cardstock, and I'm using a previous Paper Pumpkin stamp set. So I think this, I'm not sure, I think it might have been June. And I used the birthday sentiment, and then I just heat embossed that with white and used my Versamark, which is a clear sticky ink, so that the embossing powder sticks to it. And now I've just put fast fuse on that window sheet and placed it where I wanted, which was the top portion of the card. And now I'm putting adhesive on the card base itself, because if I put it on the paper the other way, I maybe might stick, you know, the paper to the desk. And you know, I was trying to prevent some, you know, mishaps, which happen to me all the time. I just don't video them. Anyway, I've cut that down to size. And then with a little bit of dimensional bones, I call them. They're just the little back, the end pieces of the dimensionals. And put that black strip on. I don't know what it is, but I really like gray and pink together. So I've used my enamel dots. You can get this in colors, the Sweet Sugar Plum Heart, and I love this card. It's super cute, and it's simple. Like, you don't need a lot, right? So I like that one. Okay, so here comes my sponging card. I've used these little journal papers, stickers I should say, and I put it to my, I cut my craft mat down, so it comes in a big sheet, and then I cut it down into sizes that are manageable. So I'm just using my sponge, and I have put, the first color I put on was Marina Mist, and I put it on quite heavy. My second color was Dapper Denim, and you know, I put a medium, just basically covered the sticker. There are lines in it, so that's what I was trying to do, is disguise the lines. My third color was Tempting Turquoise, and then my fourth color here is Soft Sky. And it's kind of nice because all these are stickers, so I'm able to sort of stick them on my craft mat, and then I could peel it off and stick it back onto the paper, and then when I'm ready for them, I can pick them up and stick them to my project. So the designer paper here was the sort of a gray, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's not stripy, but it looks like it's got texture on it. So for me, this was more of a masculine card. So I backed it on a piece of Whisper White where I was able to create a border, and then I'm just placing the squares in a fashion that I like, no rhyme, no reason. And I don't know what it is about this particular, I've done this, a similar card like this, where I just love the geometric shapes on it. So I dig this card. I wish I actually put some more height and put some more pieces on it, but you know, sometimes simplicity is best. What I did do, and I didn't show in the video just because I'm trying to you know, edit some bits and pieces out. I used the Wink of Stella on the soft sky part and that little strip hanging down on the bottom. And of course I used a previous paper pumpkin, I think it might have been October, with my gray card. No, did I use black? I think I might have used the basic gray archival ink for the sentiment, the hello. And then I just used, these were, I think they might have been mint macaron enamel shapes. I don't know where I got them from. They're just sort of been hanging around my desk. So it could have been a previous paper pumpkin. It also could have been, you know, like a card kit or something. But anyway, moving on to the fifth and final card. Stick around though to the end because there's another idea. So for this card, I took all the circles out and then I de-stickified the negative part of the where the circles are. So it's not sticky well, it's somewhat sticky, but it's not super sticky because I've done one of these in the past where I really, you know, got into trouble and had a hard time removing it. So de-stickified it first. Then I'm using some of my 3M, it's like, what is it like? It's like Post-it tape note, but it's all sticky everywhere. And I got it at the, you know, Staples. So this is a wonderful tape to have around because it's very, very useful. Like, it's not super sticky, so it's useful to mask. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm using a whole bunch of different colors. We're using Peekaboo Peach, Pink Pirouette, Flirty Flamingo. There's even some So Saffron that I brought in there, which is my favorite yellow. And I am using the negative part of the circles as a stencil, and just going in with my sponge, and I'm trying to create a bubble or bokeh look because there's two different sizes of the circles, so it lended well to the bokeh effect or bokeh, or I don't even know, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and I just kept on doing that, and then of course I used a extra paper pumpkin sentiment. This was, I think, in April. They gave us a whole stamp set, so really nice, and it did have a beautiful happy birthday. So this card sort of lent itself to the rounded corners, and I chose 3 circles to which I added Wink of Stella to, and I have yeah, that was pretty much the card. So those were the 5 cards that I came up with. It's a little bit of a challenge when you don't have a stamp set that could be used for greetings. So I did try to stick in the realm of the paper pumpkin. So if you have a paper pumpkin subscriber, you'll be able to duplicate a similar version. And of course, these are just ideas, you know, to get you to jump off of the diving board, if you will, so that you can use your paper pumpkin in different ways. So the remaining pattern paper I cut in half, and then I scored the halves in half. And I did this for quite a few of them because I'm never going to have to run out of gift card holders anymore. So I just sort of measured, like eyeballed it really. I think it was a 1.5 inches or something. And I just sort of cut off that corner, and now I'm using it as a template. Now I'm folding all of them, and then I am applying some glue. I used a very thin bead of Tombow in that corner and the bottom as well, so right there and there, and folded them up. And then here's that lovely ribbon again. Here's me tying a bow. It didn't take too long. And I used some glue dots that were from an old paper pumpkin kit that I hadn't used. And there's my gift card. And because there's a hole in them, I wanted to sort of give an option of hiding the hole. So I just tied and stuck the ribbon so that it masked it. Because you don't want to put any kind of tape or anything on it, or else you won't get your gift card in. So yeah. And so thanks so much for joining me. This is what I've come up with. I hope you'll join me again in the new year for another paper pumpkin. Thanks so much. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.